Congratulations! You found the tag no one admits losing. It hangs from a thread that will not stop trembling. The number etched on it breathes backward like frost. You turn it over and static pearls around your knuckles. The corridor listens with a hollow, patient hush. You tug the wire loop and feel a tiny pulse. Something once yours steps closer through reflections. Your shadow shifts as if a quiet mirror refuses alignment. You pocket the tag and the building inhales. The lights dim to a pale, cold light that remembers. A badge clinks against glass like a metronome for doubt. You test the thread and it tightens without breaking. The number drops once, crisp as a drop of rain. You walk the corridor spine, counting breaths. The air smells softly of dust and fungi. Vents breathe a thin hiss that tastes metallic. A whisper of wind folds into the static. You pass lockers that twitch with distant echoes. Stickers peel like scabs revealing earlier numbers. You tell yourself this is a prank. The tag warms as if relieved to be held. Your steps align with a rhythm you never learned. It slows when you look away. It quickens when you stare too long. The stairwell opens like a tilted throat. Your fingers trail the rail and gather grit. Another number drops, and the tag feels lighter. You do not know what is being subtracted. The building prefers that you keep walking. Paint flakes gather like pale moss on your shoes. At the server aisle, you hear breathing in rows. The fans hum like choir voices muffled by tape. A cable sways though there is no draft. Heat blurs the distance, bending your focus. The number shivers and slides again. You swallow a metallic taste and look up. Camera domes blink like lids pretending sleep. You think of all the names you forgot. The tag wants you to remember one. Rain Alley answers with a darkening pulse. Drips count against the drain, slow then fast. Neon reflects in puddles like tired eyes. Your reflection splits at the grate and rejoins crooked. You try to drop the tag, but it clings. Cold spreads through your palm like spilled mercury. You whisper that you are not the one. The number disagrees and falls again. Thunder rolls over rooftops like a warning. You hide under an awning and wait. The wind threads mist across your shoes. Something counts behind your teeth. In the mirror room, angles refuse honesty. Every pane repeats your doubt with different lighting. The tag brightens when you face the center. The number drops and the echo multiplies. You reach toward a brighter you and miss. Glass breathes back with a slow, hollow fog. Your handprint looks older than your hand. You turn and every mirror turns slower. A stitched toy sits on the floor watching. Its button eyes reflect red alarm dots. You ask who lost it, but the room waits. The nursery beyond smells like rain and corduroy. Cribs are empty but carefully made. Tags hang from the rails like quiet prayers. Each one counts a different regret. You pick none and choose the hallway. Basement tunnel answers with low water laughter. Damp wires line the ceiling like taut veins. The tag's number becomes a heartbeat you cannot swallow. Your breaths sink until panic forgets itself. You test the walls and they feel warm. Something knocks thrice within concrete. It knows your earliest hide and seek. You hurry toward control room brightness. Panel lights flicker like insects trapped in jars. Numbers scroll where names should live. The tag taps the glass by itself. Feed monitors stitch your path into a ribbon. You see yourself already on the rooftop. You climb to meet that future version. The storm tastes like iron and older rain. City edges are needles pushing inward. A siren to the west hesitates, then holds. The tag drops again and waits silently. You read the new number and feel smaller. You realize the count ends at 0. You do not know what 0 returns. Lightning sketches your outline, then erases it. The future you on camera lifts a hand. Your hand rises too without permission. You mouth a word the tag understands. The count slips again despite your pleading. You offer the wind your apology. It returns a colder silence instead. You recall a day with a borrowed badge. You recall a mirror you avoided for months. You recall a toy you promised to keep safe. You recall a corridor where you lied. The tag warms and accepts the memory. The number falls twice like closing eyes. You feel something unhook from your ribs. The city exhales and the siren stops. The rooftop puddles become windows into older evenings. You try to step around them but slide. You catch yourself on a cable and hold. The cable hums and names you gently. You flinch and it slackens without mercy. The count reaches 3 before you can breathe. You say you are ready if nothing else will help. The wind lifts the tag against your throat. The metal tastes human in a quiet way. The number reaches 2 and waits. You understand you must give something back. You whisper a name and the storm nods. The tag cools like a hand releasing yours. The number rests at 1 and trembles. You do not want to know the last
The
demand.
paint dust
You
stops
climb
here.
down into the
Where do
quieter
tables go after
stairwell.
this point?
The air
I cannot
eases,
see
but the
clearly.
echo persists. You pass the mirror room and
You're
refuse to
close now,
look.
little one.
You
Just a
pass the
little
nursery
further
and
through
leave
the
the
dark.
lights. You pass the server aisle and keep breathing. You pass the corridor spine listening for footsteps. The tag grows heavier with each refusal. The count trembles and refuses to change. You stop beside the vending nook and wait. Coins inside clatter like tiny alarms. You place the tag gently on the machine. It sticks as if magnetized by longing. You step back and listen to the building. The lights soften into
What
a
is this
forgiving
place?
pale. The number does
Where
not
are you
fall,
hiding?
and you consider mercy. You breathe until your breath feels borrowed. You decide to ask the last question yourself. The tag tilts toward your mouth like an ear. You ask what you were supposed to return. The building answers by holding its breath. The number stays at 1 and watches. You pick up the tag and feel lighter. You walk to the door you first ignored. The rain has thinned to clean mist.
The alarms
Street
know we're
reflections fold into simple mirrors again. You reach the threshold and hesitate. The tag presses your wrist with a
Table.
soft
It goes
insistence.
down.
The number
I think
rises
it's
once,
cold.
then
Are
declines.
we safe?
It reminds you endings can be rehearsals. You
Follow
look
the
back at every
echoes.
light you dimmed.
Breath held
You
tight.
promise the toy a future keeper. You promise the mirror a truthful visit. You promise the badge a rightful owner. You promise the corridor a real goodbye. The tag cools and weight leaves your arm. The number holds at 1 without malice. You face the street and listen for proof. Only the drizzle answers with patient rhythm. You ask if the building will follow outside. The tag
Eddie.
trembles like a small laugh. You step into clean air and wait. The city keeps your secret without interest. The count does not finish, yet your heartbeat slows. You wonder what zero returns and when. Would you open your hand if it asked now?